A plane lost both engines over New York City. 155 people were trapped in the sky with no runway, no power, and only minutes before disaster. Then, the pilot made a decision that shocked the entire world. He aimed the aircraft straight at the freezing Hudson River. The entire aircraft fell into complete silence. Every second now mattered. And for the next few moments, nobody knew what was about to happen. But whatever happened next became history. This is the unbelievable true story of Flight 1549.
It started as a normal afternoon in New York City. But within 4 minutes, 155 lives were hanging between survival and disaster, over a river that was never meant to be a runway. January 15, 2009, 3:25 p.m., New York City, United States. The winter sky above Manhattan looked calm and ordinary. Below it, life continued in its usual rhythm. People were working, traveling, and living their day without any idea of what was about to unfold above them. At LaGuardia Airport, U.S. Airways Flight 1449, carrying 155 passengers and crew, on a routine flight to Charlotte, North Carolina.
The aircraft lifted off smoothly into the cold winter air. Everything looked normal. Engines were stable, systems were working, and the climb into the sky followed standard procedure. Inside the cabin, passengers settled in calmly. Some looked out of the windows at the shrinking city below. No one imagined that this flight would soon become one of the most studied survival events in aviation history.
As the aircraft climbed, it entered a bird migration path over the Hudson River. Within seconds, everything changed. A flock of birds appeared directly in front of the aircraft. There was no time to react. The collision happened instantly. Both engines were struck. Power disappeared. The aircraft suddenly went silent in the sky. Inside the cockpit, alarms activated immediately. Both engines had failed. The aircraft was no longer climbing. It was descending over one of the most populated cities in the world. Air traffic control detected the emergency instantly, but the situation was already critical. The aircraft was too low and losing energy fast.
Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles began assessing options immediately. Every nearby airport was checked in seconds. Turning back to LaGuardia was impossible. Newark was too far. There was not enough altitude left for any safe runway. The situation had moved beyond standard emergency procedures. The air traffic control continued giving directions, but reality was clear. This was no longer a routine emergency. This was a complete loss of power over a major city. Below, millions of people continued their normal day, unaware of the crisis unfolding above them in complete silence. Captain Sullenberger stayed extremely calm. His experience took control over panic. In seconds, he eliminated every impossible option. No runway was reachable. No safe landing path existed on land. Only one option remained: the Hudson River. The Hudson River stretched below like a cold, dark surface between Manhattan and New Jersey. In winter, its temperature was extremely low. Survival in such water would be limited. But at that moment, it was the only available landing surface in the entire region. The decision was made. The aircraft would attempt a water landing. The descent began carefully. Every second mattered. Speed had to be controlled. The angle had to be precise. One mistake could destroy the aircraft on impact. The plane glided silently above the city. slowly approaching the river, while the world below remained unaware. Air traffic control could only monitor now. The aircraft was fully committed to the descent. Inside the cabin, passengers began noticing something unusual. The engine noise was gone. The aircraft felt different. Tension slowly spread as reality began to sink in. Flight attendants moved through the cabin, preparing passengers for impact. Instructions were given calmly, but seriousness was clear. Fear began replacing confusion. Outside the windows, the river slowly came into alignment with the aircraft's path. As the Hudson River filled the cockpit view, Captain Sullenberger made final adjustments. Every movement was precise. There was no time left for correction. The aircraft was now seconds away from impact. Everything depended on this final approach. At 3:31 p.m., the aircraft touched the Hudson River. The impact was strong, but unexpected. The aircraft did not break apart. It remained mostly intact and began floating. Cold water surrounded the fuselage as Manhattan stood silently in the background. Evacuation began immediately. Emergency exits opened. Slides deployed into freezing water. Passengers moved quickly under extreme conditions. Nearby ferries and boats saw the aircraft and immediately rushed toward the scene. Help arrived within minutes. Rescue operations became fast and coordinated. Civilian boats and emergency responders worked together to pull passengers from wings and freezing water. Despite panic being expected, evacuation remained controlled. Every second was critical due to extreme cold. Within minutes, on the ground, emergency teams confirmed the result. All 155 passengers and crew were safe. No mass casualties. A potential disaster had turned into a rare survival outcome. Investigators later studied every second of the event in detail. The aircraft remained in the Hudson River briefly, becoming a symbol of survival under extreme pressure. Captain Sullenberger's decision was later studied worldwide as an example of calm leadership and experience under crisis conditions. Even after the aircraft was removed and the river returned to normal, the memory of that day remained. It became a reminder that even when systems fail completely, human judgment and calm thinking can still change the outcome of life and death.